arts. It includes a doctor of creativity. He works with like imaginations, and he's very, very, very compassionate about taking visual art to the basic school and the elementary school. He's also a proud Pan-African art ambassador. And like, look, he's pushing the Ghanaian flag to places that you could never imagine. My guest is the ambassador, Dr. Prince Kojo Hilton. Hey.
Hi.
Welcome to the show again. Shelley, the last time we spoke, how many years has it been since we
like 3 years.
3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, 3 or 4, yes.
You weren't a doctor then?
No.
Okay, so tell us about it. How is a doctor added to your name and your titles?
Well, it was, it all happened in 2020. There's this organization in, what do you call it? Czech Republic.
Okay.
That have studied my works for over 4 or 5 years. They sent me an email that, Kojo, we've been following you, and when the right time comes, we'll get to you.
Okay.
And lo and behold, 2020 was then when the email came through, and then boom, I had that.
So an honorary doctorate
in creativity.
In creativity.
Yeah.
Okay. So wow.
Yes.
A doctorate in creativity. What does that title come with?
So they've seen my works not being limited to just drawing and painting.
Okay.
I am an artist who is an all-rounder. I play a role in both in theater, in film, in visual arts, fashion, music videos, everywhere I fit myself in there. And they felt I play my role well.
Okay, right. And so what pushed your name to me? How I discovered you way back then when I heard about you was you make people up to look scary.
Yes. Yes.
You do like amazing special effect makeup, and that's how it came up. So
Sure.
people who are now seeing you for the first time, getting to know you for the first time, if you're going to give a bio of yourself at a speech or something, who would you say Prince Kojo Hilton is?
Okay, so Prince Kojo Hilton is an art director, a fine artist, and a filmmaker. I developed this interest. First of all, I was drawing and painting when I was very little. And fortunately for me, my uncle, who was the technical director of the National Theatre, John Senedu, currently he's a lecturer at Winneba Education. He was then the one designing sets for Keysop Concert Party, Ghana Music Awards, all those beautiful sets for stage events and performance at the National Theatre. And after close of school, when I was in JHS, I visit him at the studios, at the theater, to help paint some of the flats for Keysop Concert Party when they are doing makeup, costume, special costume, and I learned carpentry. Oh yes, at the so I was exposed to theatrical design through my uncle, and I fell in love with that area. So gradually, after school, I entered into the film industry to work a little bit as a set designer. I was working with Venus Films, Gopado Films, Danfobie, name them, with TV stations. And also, then I said, no, let me go back to school. So I went to NAFTI to study art direction and production design. And now, by the grace of God, I'm working full-time as a production designer.
Okay. You've also chalked some amazing successes, which have earned you some amazing awards.
Sure.
Which one blew your mind? And which of the awards really humbled you and set your mind in place?
I could say all.
Okay, first, how many awards?
I have about 10 awards.
10?
With citations, I can't count, because I have a wall of fame in my house. Like, this stretch of the wall has all citations, and even some are placed down because I don't even have a space to keep them. But I thank God for this, getting me to this level. I remember when I was very little, my mom wasn't so enthused.
With you going
with me
to the visual
doing art, and she's like, hey, learn hard, I want you to become a pilot. But as at that time, my mom wasn't seeing what I can do with that. But it got to a time when she realized that, hey, there's nothing she can do, because the thing you always beats me off. She leaves me, and then the next moment, I'm doing something else. I
It
mean,
pulls
creating.
you.
Yes,
It pulls
yes.
you.
So it got to a time she gave me all her blessings, and by the grace of God, I held on tight to it, and here I am today.
Okay, so what is she saying now? What is she saying now?
Unfortunately, my mom passed away 2014, right after
accept
I
our
completed
condolences.
NAFTI and waiting to get my graduation done, and she left. But I have siblings. I have one beautiful daughter who always keeps me
Nice,
in line.
nice,
Yes,
nice.
yes, yes,
Solid
yes.
grounding.
Yes,
You
yes.
also have a passion for driving. You want us to, you're beginning a campaign actually
Yes.
for the need and the essence to start teaching visual arts
Yes.
as basic as elementary school
Yes.
here in JHS.
Yes.
How far have you gone with that drive?
Okay,
Which people are
great.
coming on to help you? What's up with that?
Great. So this is how all these things started. I remember back in school when I was in primary school, primary 3, and a
Which
teacher
school is
entered
this?
Liberty Adabraka Methodist School.
Okay.
Yeah, at Adabraka. And a teacher entered class one morning and started asking, "Hey, what do you want to become in future?" And said, "Doctor." Wow, beautiful. What do you want to become in future? Lawyer. A lawyer. A nurse. Whoa. It got to my turn. I said, an artist, a painter. A painter. Sit down. Next. Whoa. How would you feel if your teacher does that to you?
Yeah, at that age.
At that moment, I asked myself, an artist, are we not welcome in the society? In fact, we make the world how it's supposed to be. We made the world how it is today. We invented the cars, the clothes you are wearing. You know, so why should we be downplayed? You know, so, but I stood in that same class and told myself I'll become one of the most celebrated artists in the world in primary 3.
And here you are.
And here I am today.
Nice, nice,
Focused. So I felt if somebody who wasn't that strong would be broken down and would have stopped. And so for so many years, I have been championing this cause of empowering young artists, especially in the senior high schools. I have taught so many senior high schools in Ghana, in Gambia, in Equatorial Guinea, in Nigeria, in South Africa as well. And my vision or my aim is to making empowering artists and not them seeing art as just drawing and painting.
Okay.
But if you're an artist, you are a god.
A god?
Yes.
Okay. What do
Great.
you
So we say God is an artist. Don't we say that? Have you not heard anybody say God is an artist?
God is an artist.
Yes, God created everything. So if God has given you that bit of creativity to be able to think, close your eyes, imagine something, and make it, put life into it, are you not God? So you are a mini God, right?
A mini god.
Great. So in a nutshell, I'm empowering artists to know that art is broad. They shouldn't limit themselves. They should go all out. And also in the schools, there are so many areas courses or programs we are studying in school. But it is not putting us out there to get the jobs. What we are learning in school, example, I always say this, if somebody starts as a graphic designer, lives his life as a graphic designer, and dies a graphic designer, that person is a failure. Okay. Graphic design is just the basic of you being a designer. There should be a time your title should change from graphic design to a graphic artist, from graphic artist to a motion graphic artist, from motion graphic artist to an animator. The last point the graphic designer should be seeing himself is becoming a visual effects artist. We don't have these people in this country, and that's the reason why our film industry, our theater productions, our music videos, and it's not something to talk about. Because we don't grow artists, we don't groom them to grow with the arts and move into stages. Let's say somebody doing sound in film. I have been with the film industry, let's say, all my life. I've never seen any sound man who started in Ghana doing booming and becoming a Foley artist.
And becoming
a Foley artist.
What is a Foley artist?
Good. They don't even know this. Go to our industry. They don't even know it. A Foley artist is someone who designs or creates sound for film.
School as doctor? Okay.
And someone will say, "Oh, I'm a sound man. I'm not respected on, and when in terms of working in production. So now I want to become a director."
Right.
So you see a sound man not knowing that he can grow in sound from being a boom operator to
Right.
becoming a sound mixer, to become a sound designer, okay, and
Right.
then getting to becoming a fully sound artist. So they switch, and then from sound he becomes a film director,
Right.
and he cannot even direct anything good. That's why our industry is like that. Our people are not learning. They are just skipping. If we don't pay attention to this. And it all starts from our schools. Look at what my teacher did to me.
Yeah.
If I have not been firmed, I wouldn't have gotten here. Just last year in September, I was invited by the US government, yes,
Wow.
to play a role in a program called Collab, what do you call? Next Level Global.
Next level. Global.
Yeah, Next Level Global in Washington, D.C. and New York. Trust me. My works among the artists there, and what I did, till now, they are still talking about me. I have my painting. I did a mural I did in New York, Brooklyn, and people are watching it as I speak to you.
Wow.
I titled it Adabraka because I was born in Adabraka. I was born and bred in Adabraka,
And
so I represent Adabraka in America.
And so that painting, if we go, it's in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn,
it's there.
yes, yes.
Wow, wow, Prince, you're
Yes.
doing amazing.
By the grace of
And do you like sort of like, organize master classes? You've just given us a great pep talk here. Do you do stuff like that to connect with the younger people and the younger creatives coming up?
Great. So mostly I do that in the schools. I've
Okay.
visited a lot of senior high schools in Ghana. I've done personal master class. Sometimes NAFTI calls me to do master class for
Nice.
art direction students. My problem here is that this program that I'm doing, I don't really want students to pay for it. And I was aiming at having companies
Right.
sponsoring this program. For 12 years, none. I've never had any sponsorship from any company. I don't want to mention names.
Don't.
I visited them, but they are interested in sponsoring unnecessary programs on TV. But you go with them to them with programs, educative programs like this. I have told schools, senior high schools in Tema, Accra, wherever, fuel my own car, visit schools. Just recently, when I came back from the States, I applied for a grant, and fortunately, as I sent my proposal, they were like, "Kojo, this is great." And it was VASE, Visual Art Student Empowerment Project. That's my project.
Okay.
And they funded $2,000. That was what I got for the program I did in Central Region. I visited 10 schools in Central Region. As I speak to you, schools, the students kept calling, "Mr. Hilton, you should have been here like
Ages ago.
ages ago." The teachers, the arts masters, they're all excited. It's like I've opened their eyes. Some have no hope in the arts because their parents are not even supporting them. Some are in the visual art class. They were being dumped there because they came to school with low grades and they felt, "Oh, you can't do science, go and do art." Who told you artists are dumb?
That's the inception that we've grown to know over the years, that visual art students are the ones who didn't probably do well in the exam, and so everybody's just dumped into the visual art class and the home economics class. That's the perception we've had over the years.
But I can tell you, visual art is the most difficult subject in school.
Tell
Do you
me.
know why?
Tell
Maths has gotten formula to solve. If I give you, or if you give me a maths question, there's a formula to solve a maths question. There's a formula to solve science question. But what formula if you are being asked to paint your hometown?
You got bars. Okay, so
This artwork behind us.
wait. Don't let's give him wait, guys. You see, there's a video that was playing earlier when we're having a conversation of Prince painting and we are going to play that video for you. When we come back, we'll tell you how that video has evolved and what that painting means for Ghana and Africa and to Prince himself. So the video is coming up now.
Dada kima bo mi bo adesa kima ebi awayo kima bo mi bo.
I see a superhero, but she's a nurse, a black superhero. She's wearing a nurse's shada, but she has a sword, and I see her slashing COVID in half. Chalet, Prince, tell us what this means. But first, the music in the background when you were painting, whose music was that?
It was my editor who fixed it there. I don't know where he picked it, but I love musics. I love melody. I love songs that
Beautiful
even
tune there. Maybe we can find out
I don't
the
even
artist.
understand the language, but I love it. I love the rhythm.
Okay, okay. So who is this nurse who looks like she's fighting COVID? And I see a dragon in there.
Yeah.
This whole picture is like a movie,
Yeah,
man.
there are some coded informations in here in
Okay.
this painting, but the art piece is called Amanoa, and Amanoa is actually an acronym to the painting.
But Amanoa is a Ghanaian.
It's a Ghanaian, yes. It's a Ghanaian.
Okay.
So Amanoa, so this work is the art movement against novel coronavirus upon Africa.
Okay, I need to write it down. Art movement.
Art movement against novel coronavirus upon Africa.
Okay, okay.
Great. So actually, I did this painting in 2020 during the lockdown time, and that's what I spent my time when I was home.
Okay.
And watching TV at that time, looking at how the virus was taking people's lives.
Right.
And the health workers, it's not a nurse, but health workers, as at that time, their life were in danger.
Yeah, the frontline
Yeah,
workers.
the frontline workers, but they kept on saving humanity. And I felt that's the time for us to celebrate them and appreciate them. So I made this painting just to celebrate health workers all over Africa, not just Ghana.
Okay.
And
how long did it take?
It took me 2 months to do this in my studios. And this is not the actual work. The actual work is 7 feet high and 10 feet width, very huge.
Okay.
And as we speak, it's at the National Museum now. It's been placed at the National Museum. So I believe most of you who have visited the museum,
I've seen it.
You'll find it there.
That's the actual painting on our screens.
Yes,
the actual painting
that's the
was the
actual
one that
painting.
came on our screens.
Yes,
And
please.
so,
And then I exhibited this too in New York last month, and September, and it was great last year.
Okay.
It was great.
So now let's look at the characters in there, the details.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
is this a cathedral?
No, that's Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So the painting itself, it's divided into two. On my extreme right is where I call hope, and then this side is tragedy. Tragedy because everything negative is happening here. We can see a dragon hidden in the corner. It's a coded information. Coded information. Should I even say it on TV? But it's coded. So the dragon speeding out COVID,
Okay.
You know, the
Okay, he's
symbol.
spitting out, instead of fire, he's spitting
Yeah,
out the
spitting
COVID.
out the COVID, yes.
What
yes.
was used to
just,
represent
just
the
to
COVID
say
virus.
the locale, or let's say where COVID started
Okay.
from. Okay, you get it.
There are lots of conspiracy theories there.
So coming down, you see, to also honor those who.
Is that big pharma? If I mean, if you're using what's on the internet,
Yes.
is the dragon big pharma? If that's what is spitting out the COVID.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, all right, cool.
So you can see graveyard
Yeah.
also paying homage to those who passed away during the COVID time. And then you can see a skull.
A
For
low
me,
skull.
a skull represents fear in this work. I remember when I was painting this work, in my studio, if I look through my window, the whole world looks so quiet. There was fear as at that time. And you kept asking yourself, so is that going to be the end of the world? You know, so
Okay.
COVID plays fear on people. The health worker is there, and now we have the world map. But then my focus as an African artist is on Africa, so you can see the African side of the globe rather turned to the camera or
showing
to us.
to us,
Yes,
yeah.
and then you can see people looking very vulnerable here. They are all wearing nose masks, some holding hand sanitizers. You can see this woman with the basket, which represents farming. People were in their homes and they are like, oh, we are hungry, and so they have to bring them food and all that. I need to represent that in the painting. Friends are not even sitting close. Look at them, distancing themselves. As at that time, even husband and wife, you know. And in this painting, I try to represent health workers as to how they work.
Okay, okay.
I've never seen, in my life, I've never seen health workers wear a full regalia, like with something like a
It makes them look
helmet and all
like
that.
an astronaut.
Yes,
They're fully
yes,
covered
yes.
with just their eyes.
Yes, so I felt like I need to, you know,
Yeah,
represent that in
represent
the
that.
painting. And as at that time, in my area, what I normally hear was ambulance. Yes,
The
yes,
siren,
yes,
you know,
yes,
the
it's siren
siren.
all the time. So I tried to replicate that. And then the first COVID center we had was in Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And I tried to put that here because
there.
after I finished the painting, I went to Kolebu. DW Africa came to my studio to interview me whilst I was doing the painting. So I took them to Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Wow.
And for us to go, at least go interview the health workers to see their working condition and all that. You could see cracks on this rock.
Yes.
Why should there be cracks on the rock? If they are fighting for us, if they need to stand firm to fight
they
for
need
us,
solid
to save us,
grounding.
they need solid grounding, like you just said. But you see, there's cracks. In this painting, the cracks represent, or the rock actually represents the government, represents any other organizational bodies that are supposed to help
The
these
fight
health workers
against COVID.
work effectively. But what do you see? Cracks. Meaning there were challenges. So the challenges they face, the challenges
Things are
the
falling
government
apart
face.
there,
Yes.
so the center is not holding.
Exactly. Exactly. So in fact, this painting means a lot to me. And I'm hoping it's getting to the whole world.
Amanoa.
To at least celebrate health workers, not only in Ghana, but across for their good
Okay,
work.
so Prince, since the main painting, the bigger painting is in the museum, if somebody wants to buy this, are you going to put it up for sale? Or sell
Yes, this is for sale. This is for
Okay.
sale, and you buy it with a book, because I have a book written on the painting with a frame.
Authored
very
by
expensive
you,
frame.
authored by you.
Yes, myself. Yes.
So he's turning into an author too, guys. That's what we said. He wears many hats. And so how much is the painting going to go for?
Oh, in cedis, it's 30,000 Ghana cedi.
30,000 Ghana
cedi,
cedis. That's in
that's in
cedis.
cedi,
And if
yes.
it's in dollars.
Yes.
You
You convert that.
So the Amanua painting is going for a cool, how much did you say again?
30,000 Ghana cedi.
Whoa. So what's the most expensive painting you've sold, Prince?
Okay, I will say I'm one artist who don't really sell my works.
Okay.
I have so many ways of selling my works. And let's say in movies, if I'm to design a set for a movie, and I will create a room, an environment, I make paintings to design.
Oh, let's
Yes, so I make paintings to design the room.
right.
And I do those paintings I sell the paintings to the producer without they knowing.
It's part of your charge.
So it's part of my charge.
Ah.
So, but then I don't really do exhibitions and sell works. I don't really paint more often because I only paint to solve a problem.
Nice, I like that. He only paints to solve problems, guys.
Yes, I started a program called the Arts Legendary Wall of Fame. It's a program to honor legends of the arts and the sciences. Okay, so look at this. We have legends and heroes.
Okay.
Okay. But then, when we are reading the history of Ghana, you can't find them.
What's the difference between a legend and a hero?
Well, is there a difference? There are differences in them.
You just said there are differences. I think it's one. I think it's legends
Who's
can be.
Legend?
A legend. Kwame Nkrumah is my favorite legend. Hey.
And he's a hero too.
Yes. So I think we can marry the two words.
Great. So some of these legends, we can't find them when we are reading the history of Ghana, which we need to fix them somewhere in the history. So this program came by me coming up this the Arts Legendary Wall of Fame. I went to the museum, spoke to them about it, that annually I'm going to donate a painting of a legend, whereby after donating the piece, then the museum will also keep the person's profile, legacy in the museum. So I started in 2019 with the late Kojo Hilton, and then the second one was Professor Kwabinan Ketia. That was in 2020. 2021 was supposed to be Safo Kantanka, which the painting is already done in my studio. And this year I have in my studio Mr. Joe Latte.
Over to you, Joe
Latte. The painting is already
He's
done.
He's a legend here.
Yes,
he walked the studios of GBC.
Maybe this week or next week, I'm hoping next week the presentation will be done. But this presentation will be done to GBC, and that's what I'm looking out for.
Nice. Thank you. So how do we find you in your studios? How do we locate you in your studios and come and have a chat? We are not done here, you know.
Okay, my studio is around Ablekuma. Maybe you would need my email or
your email. How do we connect with you generally? Everybody's watching you now.
On Facebook, Prince Kojo Hilton on Facebook. Kojo Hilton on Instagram. You can Google Prince Kojo Hilton. If you want to see some of my works, if you can go on YouTube, Prince Kojo Hilton, you can see. I have videos, a lot of videos on YouTube too as well. And then my number 0278-996-432. That's my Tigo, my WhatsApp number 0278-996-432. And if you want to call me and talk to me, 05478-60591.
Charlie, the man doesn't remember his phone number. It's okay. When you go on social media, you go on Facebook, look for Prince Kojo Hilton, and you find him everywhere. He's on YouTube as well. So together we share his stuff. Prince, and even us, it's the new year, the third day of the new year.
Sure.
What would you say to your fans and people who are watching us?
Lovely. I would say GTV Breakfast Show has done a lot. I've been watching your show, and I always ask myself, when again am I coming?
And
I'm really happy to be here. I said, God bless you for having me on the show, and also thanking the viewers for watching this show. God bless you all. And this year is going to be big for
So guys, we've been spending time with Ambassador Dr. Prince Kojo Hilton. He's a man of, he's wearing a coat of many colors and he's wearing lots of hats. Go on social media and connect with him. He has amazing things in store for the creative industry. We'll take a break, but when we do return, we have